shit talk a black. Now, 20 years ago, or over 20 years ago, I had to have hernia surgery. Frankie J diagnosed me, not the doctors. Frankie J did. All the doctors were concerned about is, oh, you have high cholesterol, you have high cholesterol, you have high cholesterol. I don't give a damn. But as long as I feel great, I'm not taking anything you want to give me. So that's for 20 years now. The doctor's been telling me I have high cholesterol. I have never ever, not even experimented on myself to take a pill. I even let them know it doesn't make sense to write the prescription because I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to even pick up the prescription. I'm not even going to take the prescription from you. So it doesn't make sense for you to write the prescription because I'm not going to take it because I feel okay. And high cholesterol, I don't even know what the fuck it can do to you anymore. I forgot. But for 20 years, every time I go to the doctor, they stopped for a while. And they started bringing about the high blood pressure. Now I have high blood pressure. This has been going on for about 7 or 8 years. I have high blood pressure. If you do not take blood pressure medication, you can have a stroke and a heart attack. Do you know the side effects of blood pressure medication? Is a stroke and a heart attack. I go to the doctor because, you know, you have to. When you're on Social Security, you have to keep going. But sometimes I go because my back can really hurt, but now my neck was starting to bother me. So I was actually going for that and maybe some pain pills, you know. And I let them know I don't want, it's a name for it, but you know, you can get hooked on these type of pain pills. I even let them know I don't want that kind. I don't need anything I can get hooked on. And so this doctor, man, I'm not gonna tell the whole story about what happened at that clinic. I don't go there anymore. I don't go to anyone's clinic anymore. I only go to physical therapy now. Fuck doctors. They're stupid. They're like clones. I was starting to wonder if they're like clones, because you know, I left that clinic and I went to another clinic. I called. It's a clinic I went to 4 years ago. They was telling me I had high blood pressure and I don't take the medication either. So, and I'm still alive. 20 years. This doctor, when I went to her for my neck, she began the high cholesterol shit. Yeah, she started the high cholesterol shit over again now. So when you don't want to listen to a doctor tell you have high blood pressure or high cholesterol, before her, this is why I saw her. The doctor before her, I wasn't going to tell the whole thing, but I'm going to tell this because I have to. This doctor name is Ramus, Ramus, I knew by his name that I should not go and see him. When I did see him, I found out he was Asian, and my mind said, you are fucked right now. But I went on here to see him, you know, because I need to get an aid to help me out. So I have to go to the doctor, get papers filled out, and all that kind of shit. So I went to see him. Now, he told me my blood pressure, your blood pressure is really high, but they put that cuff on my arm so damn tight. I mean, it's so tight, it stops the circulation in my arm. No wonder my blood pressure is high. When you take when you do whatever you do to find out what the number of my blood pressure is. So now, this doctor, he has this little white pill. He brings it to me, right? He said, you need to take this pill because your blood pressure is just so high. You can fall out in the street, this, that, another. So I say, okay, you know, I'm going to experiment on myself. Every now and then I do experiments on myself. I do. Because I need to know for a fact. I need to know for a fact what I think or what I say or what I feel. I need to know it. And not believe it. Fuck the believe shit. I need to know it. So okay, I take this little bitty white pill, right? And I sit there for a while, 10-15 minutes. I sit there. They come back to take my blood pressure. My blood pressure is higher than it was before I took that little red pill. and something goes off in my mind, and it says murderer, murderer. You know, I do have overactive imagination, you know, and I am humorous within myself, you know. So my mind says murderer, murderer, murderer. And do you know that Asian motherfucker with his pink Asian ass tried to get me to take another pill? I say, wait, if I take that pill, then it's supposed to take my blood pressure down, but yeah, my blood pressure is high? Do you really think I'm going to take another pill from you? You know what that bitch told me? He said, if you don't take this pill, I'm going to have to send you to the emergency room. That means the mental institution. So I say to him, I said, so I take your pill that is supposed to take my blood pressure down, but it makes my blood pressure higher. Now you think I'm going to take another pill from you, and because I don't, now you want to send me to the mental institution? Now you want to take me and put me in captivity. So now you're going to hold me captive. You know, and they kept going with the captive and the captivity and stuff like that. And then he said, don't put words in my mouth. I said, I'm not putting words in your mouth. I heard what you said. I told him exactly what he said. Hold on one moment. I repeated back to him what he said, verbatim. I told him exactly what he said. I said, but what I hear is you want to take me and hold me captive, because I'm not going to take another one of your pills that you tell me is going to take my blood pressure down, but yet my blood pressure goes up even higher. And I kept using it and kept seeing that, you know, you're going to hold me in captivity and this and that. And he said, no, I don't want to hold you in captivity. I say, well, to have me to go to the emergency room. And I don't want to go there. I did not ask to go there. That means you're going to put me into captivity and you're going to hold me captive. So the doctor left out for a while, then he came back in with these papers. He said, here, sign these papers to say that I'm not responsible for you. And they said, how can you be responsible for me? I'm 57 fucking years old. I don't know you. You don't know me. We're not blood. You're not my parents. How can you be responsible for me? So he got to talking and say, okay, don't worry about it. Just give me the paper and I'll sign it. And I read the paper to take his ass away from the responsibilities. You know, if I go in the street, they hit me with directed energy, I fall out, then he can say, you know, I told her she had high blood pressure. So I signed the paper and I leave that motherfucker, but I want to see. I stayed at the same clinic, me. And I went to the clinic because it's closest to me. That's why I went there. So now it is a nurse practitioner, a doctor practitioner, a nurse practitioner. And most practitioners that I see, they seem to be way smarter than the doctor, but not this one. She was stupider. So she, you know, they harped on the high cholesterol too in Richmond, you know, a couple of years ago. So now she wants to harp on high cholesterol, and she wrote all these goddamn prescriptions and shit, and I did have my son go and get them. I don't fuck with the medicine. So my son comes back here and I pour the shit out of the bag, right? First thing I see is this. This is the first thing I see. This is how I saw it, just like this. LOL, 50 milligrams. LOL. I told my son, I said, I heard they're stupid if she thinks I'm going to take this, and now she's going to laugh at me. LOL, laugh out loud. I said, that means laugh out loud. Or something about Lucifer, our Lord, is ruling, or some shit like that. You know, that they say. I don't type it like that. I type 101. But then my son, he wanted to tell me the whole name of it. He knew the name of it without me even showing him the whole name, just the LOL. And I said, damn, and then it has a 10, a and then a 10? And it says LOL, so I thought the motherfuckers was laughing at me. And I told my son I'm the wrong motherfucker to give that type of medicine to, because I dissect their words, because I know their words are babbled, and with that medicine, she was laughing at me. And if I had taken the medicine, I probably would die, and they would be laughing right now. But no, I did not. So I decided, fuck that clinic. Let me go back to this clinic that I was going to, a long time ago, because they seem to be concerned about my back and the high blood pressure, but I don't give a fuck about high blood pressure. So I called the clinic that I went to 4 years ago, and I tell the receptionist or whoever it is that's taking down my information to see a doctor. I say, let this doctor know I am not coming in for high blood pressure. I don't want to hear high blood pressure when I come there. I'm only coming in for my back and my neck, because my back and my neck bothers me. That's what I'm concerned about. The shit that I can feel is what I'm fucking concerned about. I can't feel high blood pressure. I don't have headaches, but let me take one of the high blood pressure medications. Just let me take one of the pills. Like I say, I do experiment on myself from time to time, because they need to know that what I'm saying is real. That shit gave me a fucking headache, and I don't get headaches. Oh yeah, and then the paper I was supposed to have signed so I can get an aid, the nurse practitioner, she decided not to sign it, but didn't say anything in my face. I had a problem with that shit too, but I don't want to go into that. She decided not to say it in my face. They waited until I got home, and then she had when the girl told me her name was Ashley, I said, yeah, some bullshit is going down. See, certain names, because these names have been in my world before more than once, and it's just bullshit going down. So now I know that this is more bullshit going down, but not by Ashley. They just use her. So Ashley, she calls me when I get home, and she says, oh, the reason the doctor said the reason she didn't fill that part of the page out because you do not need an aid. Because I do not need an aid. So I decided then I really don't want to deal with them. So I call this other doctor, and I go in, and sure enough, he's really, just into my neck and my back, and they do have x-rays on these things, because they went there 4 years ago. And so he recommended that I use this neck brace, like when I go out and walking, more so when I'm sleeping, so I don't have any like fast jerk reactions, because when you sleep, sometimes you have a dream or whatever goes on, someone can wake you up fast or however, it just explained all that stuff. So he gave me this collar brace to go on my neck. He says, but I want to see you in 2 weeks for high blood pressure. Okay. I go back to see him in 2 weeks. So he's talking his high blood pressure shit, and then he sees the medication, because everything you do is in the machine. The doctors put everything in the machine. So really, you don't have to fill that piece of paper out. So the first time I went back to see him, just for my back, they give me this paper, and it has, your family history of this, and that. None of your motherfucking business. I don't answer yes or no. It's none of the business. I'm not coming for family history. I'm coming for me. Because when you put in your family history, then they're going to say you have the same thing. It's hereditary, this, that, and another. And these doctors, they are very manipulative when they speak to you. And you think they're so educated because they had so many years in college. So they say. Because the doctors to me are stupid. So I go there, and he sees the medication that this other doctor gave me. And I tell him, I don't take the medication. It gives me headaches. I tell him so much. And I'm letting him know I really do not take this medication because the medication does give me headaches. Do you know that motherfucker came and stood right in my face, looked me in my eyes, and said, do you have a headache now? If I don't take your medication, why would I have a headache now? I told him. I said, I told you I don't have headaches. I'm not the type of person to have headaches. I just don't have headaches. So why would I tell you when I take the medication it gives me headaches? Why would I take one and come here? So I can have a headache while I'm talking to you. Then he goes into, I'm going to prescribe a blood pressure medication for you. I know this one is good. Woo, whatever. Then he also sees that I have a pain pill medication, and yeah, I will take a pain pill if I have to go somewhere and do all this walking and shit. I will take a pain pill because it does not stop the pain, but it doesn't strike me so hard, you know. Because my back will start to hurt so bad, I just start sweating, like someone is throwing water on me because they don't cry. So I guess the tears come out my head. So I'm talking to this doctor and telling him this, and it's like he cannot hear me. So when I got out of there, he made another appointment for me. Fuck you, I'm not coming back. When I got out of there, I came home. I told my son, I said, I'm starting to think that doctors are nothing but clones because they cannot hear. They act like they don't hear shit I say. It's only about what the fuck they say. Fuck me, but it's me. That you want to give me a medication that says laugh out loud. I swear this machine, it just goes to sleep all the time. I'm going to take it in and see if someone can help me with that because it's starting to get on my nerves. I don't want to get off the subject, and I know I can do that very fast. Now, this doctor, it says organic robotoids are real by Dr. some. But what I did, I put in the computer, are doctors clones? There's a doctor, his name is Dr. Clone. When you put in a doctor's clone, you'll find Dr. Clone. Because I think they're clones. Because they can't hear. They don't give a damn what the fuck is going on, or something's wrong with them. And they are doctors. I went to a doctor alone by myself when I was 16. Man, that doctor told me so much about myself, about my body, and he just gave me so much information. Then I took my children into a clinic, and these doctors would just fill me with so much information. I take them to, get a well baby checkup, and they would just fill me with so much information, but not today. Today, they just want to pump you with this. And the more of this shit you take, the sicker you will become, the more you will be taking, and that's how come it says laugh out loud on this motherfucker. I guess 10 of them was going to laugh out loud or more, who knows, but they can laugh all the fuck they want to. I did not touch it. Now this doctor, he says this is very fascinating but hard, but see, the A should have went here, but he has it there. But a hard topic, and F, it's true. It explains many things in the world. I try to collect information from different sources, but the best source is Dr. Peter Pettis. Look at his name. I saw these people in the game. His audio letters. That is the reason I have posted them before, but now I lead to these letters, which include these organic robotoids. But if you want to learn the big picture, unfortunately, you have to listen to all Dr. Peter Pettis, like Peter Piper almost, Peter Pettis audio letters, and you should listen to them too. Dr. Beta talks on how the organic robotoids are real, how the Russian scientists stumbled upon the organic robotoids by pure accident, and how they look like us, and how they have now infiltrated the United States. So these clones are running around everywhere. You can have your neighbor can be a clone. The person down the street could be a clone. You go to work, your boss can be a clone. Anyone can be a clone these days. No one knows who's who these days. They even have a movie where the people, they get in this chair. It's like a virtual reality thing, and they all have clones, and they will send the clone out to work or shop or anything, because if a clone gets, excuse me, I had to move, because if a clone gets shot or in a car accident or whatever, it will not be you. However, someone came up with this type of gun to shoot the clone in the head, and when they shoot the clone in the head, the person who was hooked up to the clone, their brains would fry. Also in this movie, I saw something that I think about all the time. You know, for all these motherfuckers who are sabotaging people, I'm not really talking about the perps, because the perps in a sense of way to me are also targeted, and they are being sabotaged in a sense of a way, you know. So I'm talking about the big saboteurs, the one who have money for programs and stuff. I always in my mind just think, you know, one day they all just have a aneurysm, you know, bleed from the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the ears, and just fall down dead. In that movie, all the clones just fell down dead, or fell down. They could not be dead because they're really not alive, but if you look at them, you would say they are. Man, I'm telling you, this world is just so fucked up. Well, I talked enough. I talked my phone down. The charge is almost gone now. So, you know, I don't even know why I do these videos, because they don't matter. Because I see everything going on in this world. None of it matters. Pedophilia doesn't matter. To murder someone doesn't matter. To get in a big ass plane with bombs and go to other countries and throw bombs on babies, that doesn't matter, because people will get paid for it, so it doesn't matter. Prostitution doesn't matter. To make your little girls look like prostitutes. Wow, you make your little girls look like prostitutes, and some of you are making your sons look like prostitutes. To be faggots, to get your sex change from male to female and from female to male. All this shit is normal on this planet. And so if it's normal, then I just really want to stay away from it. But since I do have to go outside sometime, I do have to have, you know, dealings with people sometime, and I really don't want to, but I have to. Just the type of planet it is. I have to deal with these people, and I go and I see this and I see that, and I'm like, you know, it doesn't matter. All these things are happening, you know. Someone calls and tell me something, you know, and then I don't like to deal with you know, my arts and crafts every day, all day, because I will get bored. So, and I don't want to get bored with it. So then I got on the machine, and I watched my own videos, and I came across one of Black Child's video, and I watched that, and I watched another, and another, and another, and I'm like, damn, that's all this world is about. Just vicious ass wickedness. But it's normal. And then I ran across one of his videos where he said this shit is normal. I said, yes, I've been saying it for a while. It's normal. And I was talking to my son about telling my son it was normal. And I forget what my son said, because it didn't matter to me what he said, because I told him if this shit was not normal, it would not be happening. Things that are not normal, a halt is put to it. It is stopped. These things are normal. You know, the caveman has been raping little boys or females or doing whatever the fuck they want to do for eons and eons of years. It's normal. It's happened on this planet so long that it's normal. But one day, and I keep having these dreams too. I'm not traveling. It's just a dream. One day something's going to hit this planet, and this planet will be like the moon and like Mars. The moon is just dust with a bunch of craters in it. It is used now to light the earth at night. The moon is just rust and dust. That's all it is. It's rust and dust. And this earth soon will be the same way. So my machines turn black, and my phone, the charge is leaving, and so I'm going to say shit talker. Lahibaots and shit talker out.